Have you ever wondered how to respond when you're tagged or mentioned on social media? You certainly don't want to miss out on that opportunity for being referred, do you? Let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome to episode 233 of the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast, a show about helping you build a referable business. I'm your host, Stacey Brown Randall. I'm calling this a BRB eavesdrop. I know, we were all taught that it's rude to eavesdrop, but not when you're been giving permission. So stick with me. Here we go. Just about every week in the Building a Referable Business program, which is my group coaching experience, I'm available for a live Q&A session that we do over Zoom. It's awesome. There's no expectation that a member is going to attend every single week. I mean, we do about 40 of those over a 52-week year, but I am available for them to submit their questions or ask them live, and I answer them. So when they pre-submit their questions, or in some cases, they just pop on live to ask their questions, it gives us a chance to dialogue about the answer, which allows me to usually go deeper and give a more well-rounded answer. I have found that I'm able to give a more well-rounded answer in the moment when I'm verbally responding versus just trying to email type out an answer. Because then it's usually brevity, right, that you're focused on with email and making sense. So you don't want to get too complicated if you don't know that the person's following you, because you get no verbal recognition when they're reading your email. So I love answering questions live. Now, whether that client is, in the session with me or not, that's okay, because we record me answering the questions. And then, of course, we timestamp the answers on our portal for our members. So those who can't attend can quickly and easily find their answer. But some of our best answers come when the person is there and they're asking the question live, and that I am able to give a really good in-depth answer because we're doing it together and we're verbally responding. We're not responding written. So in this particular eavesdrop, you're going to hear about 5 minutes of a discussion about social media and referrals. So just to kind of put some things into context, it's a short clip where you'll hear Erin ask her question about something that's happened on social media regarding referrals for her. And then you'll hear me give a part of the answer as part of this eavesdrop. You will hear me reference a training. It's called the Social Media Referral Seed Planting Training. It's one of our situational trainings that is available to my BRB and VIP members. So if you're like, whoa, what is the social media referral seed planting strategy? I got to get my hands on that. Well, sorry, unfortunately, you've got to be a member of BRB or be my Referrals in a Day VIP members to get access to that strategy. But I wanted you to know what it was when you heard me reference it, not like you're missing something. All right, so this question comes from BRB member Erin Smith, who is a travel planner. We call her the travel diva inside BRB, and she owns Cultivating Connections Travel Planners. So here's the eavesdrop, her asking her question about being tagged in social media posts and what to do. And then, of course, when we're done with her asking her question and then I give the answer, I'm going to circle back to you guys just to give a little bit more explanation at the end. So here's your approved eavesdrop.
And then the whole social media, when somebody recommends you on some group, what if you have 5 people recommend you to the same person? Do you just go with the first one, or do you keep them all?
Okay, so wait, let me understand where you're coming from this. So you've got on Facebook, someone maybe either said, I'm looking for a travel planner or a travel diva, right?
Yep.
Or I'm looking for some help. And then to her post or his post, 5 people tagged you in it, or at least said your name and you saw it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to
and she did contact me. So
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you through how I want you to think about this from an ecosystem of this process. Okay. So number 1, write a thank you card to all 5 people.
Okay.
If you do not have their mailing addresses and you can't find it within a couple of minutes, like they have their own company and their mailing address is at the bottom of their website, or you can look them up in the tax records, right? Whatever it is. then send them a video via like Facebook Messenger or like an audio message via Facebook Messenger or email.
Okay.
So I want all of them to get thanked, because what we want them to continue to always do is do that again.
Yes, right.
Like keep tagging you, right?
Yeah.
And mention, like in your language, be like, thank you so much for referring me to whoever the person was, right? I know these opportunities when people just like randomly ask the question in a Facebook post, who should I be using? You don't have to take the time to tag me, but you did.
Right.
And that means the world to me.
Okay.
So thank you for referring her to me. I want you to mention the action they took and the person they did it for, or the potential client that they did it for. Okay, that's step one. Step two is, in theory, we would tell you you're going to mark that as one referral received, but 5 sources are getting credit for it. Because the reason why she reached out to you was the collectiveness of it.
Right.
So if you've been through the social media referral seed training that I have on the portal, you've heard me talk about my theory around this, of just watching this happen a lot. And then sometimes being creepy and reaching out to people and saying, so who'd you end up going with? Because I just wanted to know. And I was working on my theory. My theory is that when they ask for recommendations like that in social media, and then a whole bunch of people tag other people, and some people get tagged more than once, my theory is they pick their person on 2 things. Number one, they pick whoever they trusted the most that tagged somebody else. That's who they went with. So if 14 strangers in the mom group said, you should try these 14 different people, and then a person they know from a Playdate group tagged somebody, they're going to go to that person first. They're going to go, whoever their trust is recommending someone. It doesn't change when it's tagged on Facebook or it's happening over email, right? They're going to go with that trusted relationship. Or it's whoever gets tagged the most. You got tagged 5 times. Of course she was going to reach out. Even if she didn't go with you, she was definitely going to reach out to have that conversation.
Right.
Right. So I want all 5 of them to get recognized. They're going to get the thank you, and they're going to get tagged in your system. It's 1 referral. So this isn't 5 referrals. I don't want that to impact your numbers. It's 1 referral, but 5 people are now in your system. I want you to continue to cultivate them like they're a full-fledged referral source. And whatever your next touch point is, I want them to get it. And I want them to continue to get it, right? Until it's been a year and you tell me, and they haven't done it again. Either they haven't referred someone directly to you or they haven't tagged you again on Facebook. We're just going to keep them in there. It's going to be hit or miss. Okay. We just don't know, which is why we're going to kind of keep them in there from that perspective. And anytime you talk to any of them, you're going to reference this one person that they all referred to you.
Okay.
So that's how I want you to think about this from the ecosystem kind of perspective. Now, the other thing that you will learn in that social media referral seed planting, and I think you're at that point where you're probably ready to start implementing some of these strategies if you haven't already. All right, let's do a quick recap so you understand some of the information that I was providing to Erin. I want to make sure that I'm giving it context for you guys as well. So the first thing I told Erin to do is every single person that tagged her on that post as recommending her, right, and technically referring her to the person who was asking about hiring someone to help them with travel, all 5 of them get thanked. Now, some of you may be thinking, wait a minute, what if I don't know who those people are? Like, what if I don't have their address? What if I don't, right? And we talked about that a little bit in the answer. My preference is for all of the people who tagged you in that post, and anytime somebody tags you in a post, they're effectively referring you. They're just doing it digitally via social media. My response is always going to be, you need to send them a thank you card. But that doesn't mean you always have their mailing address. I totally respect that. So you can send an email, or preferably I would prefer actually a video then, if you're going to do that via email, and just saying a quick thank you. They need to be recognized for what they did. It's not enough for you just to like when they tag you, or for you to reply a thank you right there in that social media post. I want you to take this offline, so to speak, and I want to make sure that you thank them appropriately. So make sure you thank them for referring you to, and insert the name of the person that requested the help on Facebook or whatever platform it is, right? Okay, so definitely step 1, you want to make sure that they are getting thanked. Hey, Pardon this interruption, but I needed to ask you, did you miss the last live private training that I did back in October, showing you how I work with clients to double, triple, or quadruple their referral results in 1 year? Well, if you missed that live training, it was private, so you had to have an invitation to attend. If you missed that live training, I am hosting another one in mid-December. This will be the last training that I do like this live for this year, so you don't want to miss your chance. You will need to submit your application to join BRB so that you can receive all the training details. Of course, there's no obligation to join BRB, Building a Referable Business, our group coaching experience, but we do want to make sure that the people who are on this training are at a certain point when they think about their referrals journey and what they're looking to learn out of this training. So that's why we have you submit the application. But of course, there's no obligation to attend. But if you want to be on this training, whether you plan to join BRB or not is fine. You're going to have to apply now. So please do that. But hey, if online courses and group coaching programs just aren't right for you and you'd rather work with me one-on-one for 1 day and get everything built and in place to start 2023 referrals strong, then just reach out to me directly via email or direct message me on LinkedIn or Instagram and request information for my referrals in a day VIP option. Okay, now back to the episode. Okay, so step one, of course, is who all is getting thanked, right? Step two is also to make sure that you're actually tracking this and tracking it correctly. I want you to keep a list of the people who are tagging you in social media posts that are effectively recommending or referring you. So definitely make sure you're keeping track of who they are, right? And even the date that they do it. I think that's super important that you're tracking that information. Now, I worked with an interior designer a couple of years ago, and she would get tagged a lot on social media by people who would say, oh my gosh, you got to work with her name, right? Oh my gosh, you got to see her work. It's amazing. And some of those people she knew and some of those didn't. And what I had her do was just track those people for that entire year and just see who did it multiple times. And then that's who ultimately she had as part of her referral plan. And others who like tagged her once and then never again, she didn't always worry about having them in her referral strategy. But here's the thing. She had a referral strategy to decide to put them into or not into. So that's why we were tracking this information and seeing how it went. But it's also important that you track this correctly. If 5 people, like in Erin's case, are all referring you to the same client, right, or prospect, then it's one referral, but all 5 of those folks get credit, which is why all 5 of them get the thank you card and get tracked in your system. Okay, and then of course, step 3, you guys heard me a little bit talk about the keep nurturing them. You don't know what's going to come of this. Somebody may tag you once on Facebook or some social media platform and never again, but you won't know until you track it. And so if you can cultivate a relationship with them, maybe they'll do more than just tag you on social media and they'll actually start connecting you to the prospect directly via email, which of course is the way that I like to have folks do it so that you are in control with the follow-up. And I'm sure you probably have some thoughts and opinions on my referral theory as it comes to social media. So if you do have thoughts, I would love to hear. Whether you agree with me or don't agree with me, I would love to get your thoughts on what happens when people are tagged in social media requests for referrals, for recommendations and referrals, like who actually gets chosen. So if you listen to that part when I talked about my theory around this, of who actually gets picked, I'd love to know your thoughts as well. Just hop into our free Facebook group, Referrals Without Asking, and let me know your thoughts. Well, I hope you enjoyed that discussion on planting social media referral seeds, because there is a right way and a wrong way to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little eavesdrop into what it's like to be with me inside building a referable business. And I'm glad I was able to bring this eavesdrop to you. Let me know if you like this. And if you do, we'll do it some more in the future. The show notes page for this episode, where you can find everything we've talked about, stacybrownrandall.com/233. That's 233 for episode 233. And don't forget, the transcripts are available for this episode on the show notes page. All right, coming up next week is episode 234. And let's talk about how you're looking forward in your business. Until then, you know what to do, my friend. Take control and grow your business. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. To access all resources and links mentioned in today's show and to connect with Stacy, head over to www.stacybrownrandall.com.